Hello, friends. Welcome to TD Homestead. Today is December 25th, 2025, Christmas Day. It's a Thursday, and we've been experiencing for the past couple of days warmer than normal temps. It got up to 71, or I think today. We got a few more days of that coming up, and then it looks like we're going to get some colder weather again. But I went ahead and pulled some of the citrus out so I could get to it. I need to harvest some ripe citrus. As you can see, there's a bunch of it there. And I need to get to a few things that are inside our greenhouse here that I couldn't get to. And like that carambola that I talked about in that short video I just did, I need to move that into a different spot closer to the heater. And hopefully it's going to survive and leaf back out. We'll just have to see on that. There's a couple of Shishan mandarins. I'm probably not going to harvest them yet. They still got a little bit of green on them, but they're almost ready. So that'll be soon. And then you see right there, those key limes fell off on their own, and there's several up there to harvest. Then these Persian limes, we've got some of them ready to harvest. That one just fell off when I bumped into it, carrying some trees out of here. And what's unusual about that one is it looks like a satsuma. It's more shaped like one of these satsumas than a key lime. The rest, than a Persian lime. These aren't key limes. Persian lime. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and slice this one open here in a few minutes. But before we do that, let's go out here and let me leave that back here. Let's go out here. I'm going to show you one other thing I'm going to try to get done. We're trying to run out of daylight. It's in the evening already, but here for a minute, let's stop. These are two pineapple guavas, and if you go back earlier this year, I purchased one pineapple guava from Lowe's and ended up separating it into two. Well, that's the two plants, so they've done fabulous. That was the one that didn't have hardly any roots, and that was the main plant that we left in the original pot. Both are flourishing though. And let's walk around here though. Let me show you one other thing I'm working on. Is I'm about to plant some potatoes, which are going to be, these are the seed potatoes I have, which are just my potatoes I grew last year, which were from basically the kitchen scraps from grocery store potatoes. So we did pretty decent for last year's harvest. These are already all pretty much ready to plant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two right here, and I'm going to put them in this bucket. And I already got about 3 to 4 inches of soil in the bottom of it. And then I'm going to take that one, and maybe this one right here. And these are, so the first two looks like they're both white potatoes, and then these are red potatoes. And no matter what, if we get anything, they're going to be pretty much like free potatoes, because like I said, these are potatoes we grew from grocery store potatoes that were ready to hit the trash last year. So anyway, now what I'll do is I'll cover them up. I got a bag of compost there, and that's just that's not the, in that bag is not what that company makes. I just used the old bag. It actually has compost that I bought in bulk. And so I'm going to fill up about 6 inches of that compost above both of these potatoes, or both of these buckets of potatoes. And we'll be keeping these in the greenhouse because it's not going to be warm enough. But from today till Easter is 100 days, and we're hoping that we'll be able to go ahead and harvest us some potatoes by Easter. We'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera, harvest some of this citrus, and then I'll be back to you. All right. I was going to just do this off cam, but I decided to get the camera set up on a tripod while I do it. So looks like we're going to have a nice basket full of lemons, and looks like there's still about 5 oranges left and a couple of grapefruit. And so been growing this citrus since 2022 as the oldest plants we have. And so this Meyer lemon and where's the other Meyer lemon? Oh, I guess they're right there, that one and this one. So this one here that I'm cutting the lemons off now is a grafted tree. And the other one and this grafted tree, I got it in the mail. And the other one is from Home Depot, and it was a rooted cutting. And then I have a few more that I rooted the cuttings myself. So probably the biggest lemon is going to be off of one of my rooted cuttings, and the smallest ones are going to be off of this one here, which produced a bunch of lemons for us last year, and it's produced quite a few this year. They're just a little smaller this time, but that's okay. Let's see here. And so a lot more lemons on that tree than the first tree, but they're a lot smaller. So in the end, it's probably more juice on the first tree's lemons. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and here's one of our rooted cuttings. It's got 3 lemons on it, and they're good size. And these cuttings were rooted in 20. Let's cut on the 10/30/2022 is when I took the cutting. So you can see that one's nice and round. And Meyer lemons are actually a cross between an orange and some sort of lemon. So that's kind of showing off the characteristic of an orange. And so that. We got this one here. It only has one. That may be the biggest Meyer lemon of all that we got this year. And it is round like an orange as well. Yeah, and so far that's definitely the biggest one in the bucket there. We got this one here. This is our oldest rooted cutting right here. And it has, but it was only started in May or June of 2022, I think. It's got 5, looks like. And they're decent sized lemons. So when I was a kid growing up in the 70s, for Christmas, in our Christmas stockings, we always got an apple, orange, usually a tangerine, and some mixed nuts and maybe a candy cane. That's pretty much what we got in our stockings. So this one here is a Lisbon lemon, and it is not quite ripe yet. We might let that go a little bit longer. You probably can't see from that far, but I actually have wire on it I wired the branches a little bit because they weren't growing the direction I wanted them to grow. So I wired them and forced them to grow the way I wanted them to grow. But anyway, let me go ahead and let's see what's next. Let's go ahead and get the 2 grapefruit. And 1 grapefruit. And here's the other grapefruit. This is the Rio Red grapefruits. And pull this one over here. This is one of the key limes. Yeah, they're falling off, ready to come off. So, harvest. There's a couple of smaller ones we'll leave that are still green. But for the most part, everything on here is ready to come off. So this key lime tree here is not thornless. The one that's still in the greenhouse is. This one has plenty of thorns on it. Yeah. That one's trying to turn. It's a little small. All right. So that's all the key limes. When we're done, we're going to have a few lemons that we're not going to have harvested, and those 2 Shishan mandarin. Here's another one of those rooted cutting. It's got a single Meyer lemon on it. There's another Meyer lemon. And got the view of the basket getting blocked. Move some of these trees out of the way. All right. Let me go in here real fast and get some of these key limes in here. Y'all can't see me, but these are the ones I just showed you in the greenhouse a second ago. Sorry, a few minutes ago. There's a handful of the ones that were laying in that had already fallen off. And I guess y'all don't really need to see me pick the rest of these, but let me just run through here real fast. Get most of them anyway. And this one in here that I'm messing with in here in the greenhouse right now, it is a thornless key lime. Let me grab them Persian limes. One, 2, the one y'all saw that was already had fallen off. It looks like a Satsuma. These will eventually start turning yellow like the key limes do. You leave them on there long enough. These have actually, some of them have started a little bit, but they're plenty ready to harvest. And ultimately we ended up with like 6. So here these are. So let me go grab the knife and plate so we can cut open that lime. And you can definitely tell these are limes. Y'all can't smell it, but I certainly can. And they smell like limes. Way different than lemons. Here's one of our key lines must have fell off the tree. All right, let's run over here real fast. Take me but a second. Here's, got the knife in the plate. Let's see if I need to reposition myself at all. No, I think this will be good enough. So we'll worry about that lime here in a minute. So this is the lime that looks like a satsuma, and every one of these that we've harvested so far, which last year was the first year we harvested one, but every one so far has been 100% seedless. So we'll just have to see what this one's like. Lots of nice lime juice coming out, and no seeds. Might be possibly a little overripe. It's definitely nice, tasty lime flavor. So there you go. Let's put the limes in there. Oh, and we still got oranges to harvest. So let's go ahead and get the oranges. It's almost dark, but that's okay. I think we'll get done just in time. So these are Trevita oranges. And there's still some more key limes in the on that other plant in the greenhouse. A few more that I didn't get. I'm gonna have to get here in a minute. But I want to get most of this harvested while I was making the video. And so we've already harvested several of these Trevita oranges, even got a couple off of our rooted cutting plants. So we have our nice beautiful basket of citrus, and when I finish the video, what I'm going to do, like I said, is add 6 inches of soil. I'll probably add a handful or two of some fertilizer to it, and those potato buckets I'll be finding a spot in the greenhouse for those. Let me bring you the citrus basket. It's pretty heavy, loaded down with lemons, oranges, and limes and grapefruits. So successful citrus harvest for 2025. This is the most of it. We still, like I said, we got a couple of Lisbon lemons, and we got some variegated lemons, and we've got the Shishan mandarins to harvest yet. And that'll be coming in a future video. But with that, we're going to end the video right here. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. And until next time, be kind and enjoy your day.